to another episode of Cowboy Chats.
Cowboy Chats is a channel to keep the spirit of the American West alive. Talk to modern day cowboys, legendary cowboys, and anybody in between to keep the cowboy tradition and values and the Western way of life alive and well.
All right, we're down here in front of the chutes at the Triple C Arena in Panguitch, Utah. And I'm here with bull rider extraordinaire Kyler Hallows out of Torrey, Utah. You can look that up if you want to know right where it is. Tonight we're at the Gary Leffew bull riding school they have going on here for 3 days. And I got here earlier so we could watch some of the bull riders. And one of the really fun, cool things for me was I actually was in back getting videos of them heating up their ropes and tying on to go. And Kyler was down there, and man, he had the 411 on every single bull that came in there. And it wasn't him just like faking it to make it. He knew what every bull did, because I was watching to see if what he said to do or what he told them to do it. And the ones that listened to him had a pretty easy time in the chutes and got out on that bull good. And the ones that didn't listen and didn't do what he told them to, not so much. So when you got a guy that knows his business and knows each bull and can give you some help like that, you ought to listen. And I think that was really cool. Is that something that, you know, you've been around those bulls, obviously.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a lot of different rodeos or something that goes around here local?
Well, these bulls this is the first 10 bulls I ever got. My first bull were some of these bulls here.
Okay.
So they've got a rodeo with them during the summer 4 nights a week, and I lived down here for a while. So I got on all of them every day, so I know them pretty well. And then the amateur pros, you see the same bulls every weekend. If you pay attention, you learn their ways pretty easy, and you know what not to do and what to do, what makes it easy on them and yourself.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And cool that you can remember all that. When did you get started? Like, when did you ever get around horses or decide, you know, oh yeah, I want to ride bulls or whatever?
My family, my grandpa on my dad's side, we've been in the cow business my whole life. My grandpa has been a rancher his whole life, so I grew up getting on horses and shit like that. But then my dad rode bulls, so I grew up watching my dad until I was about 4 and he had to quit. But then I was getting on sheep, steers, anything he'd tie me on to until I was about 8. And then I damn near broke my back on a steer when I was 8. And so Mom said no more. And then I got old enough to, when I was 16, I said, Mom, it's gonna happen whether you, because my dad was all for it. So once I turned 16, I was like, Mom, I gotta try big bulls once. If I hate it, I'll never do it again. But got on my first bull, and I even got launched 20 feet in the air on that one. And there's just something about it that it's the worst drug in the world. It just gets in your blood and you can't get it out.
Man, that's amazing. When you think, when someone says cowboy, what does that mean to you? What do you think a cowboy is?
It's not. I mean, a lot of people think cowboys is boots, hats. They think it's the image. And in my mind, my dad tells me this all the time. Because we go places, you see a bunch of wannabes, a bunch of hard asses that think they know what they're doing. You get them in a situation, they freeze, nothing happens. And they're wearing all their get up and shit like that. And then my dad says, I could go out there in flip-flops and a bikini and I could out-cowboy any one of them. So in my mind, it's the way you live, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat people, you know, just kind of that. You're not, and stay humble. You know, don't get so cocky that nobody really wants to be around you. Be able to teach and also be able to learn at the same time.
Amen. Well said. That's well said. I have to remind myself that sometimes. The stay humble part. But yeah, I hear you. That's beautiful. That's great. When did you really figure bulls is what you want to do? When you started trying it at 16, or did you do it for a little bit and then finally you were like, you know what? And not only that, but where do you want to go with this? Like, are you looking to get into the PRCA or the PBR or win a world champion? Like, what do you want to do with it? If it all works out the way you want, how do you want it to go?
I want to be the best bull rider that's ever lived, and in my mind, if you're riding bulls, if that's not your goal,
take up bowling.
Yeah, don't do it anymore. You know, because in my mind, if you're gonna do something, you might as well try and be the best at it. If you're not gonna do that, there's no point in doing it.
Amen.
So yeah, in my mind, I want to be a world champion, and that's my main goal.
Fantastic. Well, I hope you get there. I think another thing that a lot of people don't understand too is like how much work goes into it and how much training and you know, things don't just happen.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have the effort. Everybody wants the girls and the buckles and sign autographs, but they don't realize there's a lot of work, broken bones, and you know, a lot of miles on the road to get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree totally.
And first time you got on, were you a little bit nervous, scared? Did it all happen too fast, and now it slowed down a little? Or?
I was shitting bricks. I mean, if you watch, I still have a video. I slid up on my rope, and I looked up at my dad, and I said, "Am I ready?" He goes, "Yeah, are you?" And I said, "Sure, whatever." Buck him, and we went at him, and it was that way for about the first 2-3 more bulls after that. And after that, it was like, you know what? I know what I'm doing now. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's something. 'Cause I went to Gary's schools back in the late '80s and early '90s, and I just always remember him telling that one story, and it always cracks me up now. And I still practice it and tell it to the guys when we're jousting or, you know, MMA fighting, and we're gonna get in there in the cage and everything else. I said, listen, man, there's those guys that get up on that rope and they call the gate and they say, "Let them have me."
Yep.
And them guys that get up on that rope and they say, "Open the gate, let me have this son of a bitch."
Yep.
And you want to be the one that wants that son of a bitch. You want to be the one leaning in. You want to be the one that wants to get after it. You know.
Yeah.
You can usually tell.
You can see.
You know, the one jump heroes are the ones that are letting them have them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're good for one jump. You know.
That's it. Yeah.
And yeah, that's cool. And I mean, I know there's still, no matter what you do, no matter how long you do it, you'll become less afraid, more confident, more comfortable. But there's still always that little bit of healthy little bit of fear when you're going.
Yeah, fear is healthy.
Yeah, amen. I think so. Is there anybody who's like your your favorite cowboy that you look up to, or that you looked up to as a kid growing up and all that nobody even know who they are?
My dad.
Your dad. So what's his name?
Cameron.
Cameron Hallows.
Yep.
Cameron Hallows. That's awesome, man. And who's your favorite rodeo cowboy? Well, who's your favorite bull rider?
Favorite bull rider is J.B. Mooney.
J.B. Mooney.
Since I've been growing up.
I like JB.
That's who I grew up watching.
All right. And then who's your favorite just cowboy? Just rodeo
cowboy? Cody Wright.
Okay.
Saddle bronc rider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody's.
Yeah. Right.
I've learned a lot from Cody just listening to videos and shit. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I've learned a lot from Cody.
That's fantastic. Who's your favorite movie star cowboy?
There's a lot of them.
Hey man, I know that. I'm like, when they asked me, I was like, well, can I give you my top 50?
Well, there's the main one's John Wayne, but if you can't go, if I can't go with, John Wayne, then it's probably Kurt Russell. Tombstone.
Oh, Tombstone, yeah. Damn, Clint Eastwood.
Clint's a gimme, man. You can't, he's in everybody's top 10.
Right. Right. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like Kurt. All right. So keep your eyes open. You're going to be seeing this boy in the PBR one day winning the world title, and the PRCA winning the world title. And I'm looking forward to it. I think Kyler's got the right attitude, the right mindset, and just all around a good guy, man. I really appreciate talking to him, and I can tell he's got that cowboy spirit to the bone. So keep your guns oiled and your powder dry, and we'll see you the next time on Cowboy Chats. like, subscribe so you can catch all the videos we got coming up. And we'll see you down the trail. Keep your guns oiled, powder dry.